The Wasp Woman was released on October 30th, 1959, and the director was Roger Corman. Follows a beauty boss, I would say, mostly the owner of a beauty salon named, I think, Starlin Industries, by J.C. Janice Starlin, played by Susan Cabot, for her first and only role in the film, where she has a doctor help her out make a chemically induced beauty preservation type formula, whatever the hell it is, to keep herself beautiful forever. However, she realizes that taking too much of it, and even in higher doses, turns her into a horrible creature known as the Wasp Woman. This has got to be, now, in many eyes, this is the most infamous, worst horror movie in existence. I mean, the cover can't even, you can't even trust the cover. The cover has a wasp with a woman's head. However, it's a woman's body with a wasp's face in the film. And when we look at the Wasp Woman, it's bad. I mean, the costume is bad. It doesn't look that interesting. It doesn't even look great. It doesn't match anything in the film. And the whole thing about, she's basically taking the business down because she doesn't look as pretty as she used to be. I'm like, are you serious? It's just a couple wrinkles, and it's mostly those glasses she wears. So, I really, really think that this film, despite it being 50-50, it's not a good film to watch. Even if you want to make a joke on it, this film will drag you down. I mean, this is an hour and 12 minutes. It's a short film. I still would prefer The Black Cat and the Raven, even though they're films that basically have nothing to do with the Edgar Allan Poe story. This one has nothing good to say about it. I mean, Susan Cabot is, in my opinion at least, the only good actress in the film. Mostly the best actor in the film. However, this was her final role because in one scene where they threw, I think it was some type of acid that they tossed, it burned away some of her skin as it went through the mask. My only question with Roger Corman, since he's the director, why on earth would you put real-life acid in the mask? You could have just thrown water and then just put a puff of smoke in there. It still would be way cheaper and also way easier. Roger Corman was well known for being a very cheap one here, but he still makes good movies. But this movie, in my eyes at least, and it's the worst. It's definitely the worst. Yeah, it's not a good film. It's not a good film. I generally don't know what the purpose of having a Wasp Woman was, but this was during the 50s and the start of the 60s, so it was still a B movie, and this is the same as From Hell It Came, and another bad horror movie we'll be looking at soon in this Revenge of Horror. This was when it was just, the B movies were just running out of steam. There were some good ones, like A Fiend Without a Face, and even The Creature from the Black Lagoon, which was a Universal film. But this one just, it's bad. It's so bad. It's probably one of the most infamous bad horror movies. And like I said, Susan Cabot is a really good actress. I just feel bad that she never got to play any other roles after this one because of that incident at the end of the film. I didn't even know that was real acid until I looked at a Cinemassacre Monster Madness video where they said they threw a bottle of acid and it melted the mask and it went through her skin and it burned some of it off. It was not pleasant, and this was her last role. I guess she couldn't handle it either. I mean, like I said, they could have used water, tossed it on her body, and if it's literally just if it's just melting her body away, so to speak, not much her face but her entire body, they could put dry ice with water, because dry ice mixing with water makes a very creepy fog. I've learned that from a Scooby-Doo episode. So This film is not, it's still the worst. It's still one of the worst films I've seen. It's not the worst. I've seen the worst one, and it's on that, it's on that paper that's like right over there, and I'm not going to show you that paper, but it's there. It is there. And but this movie is just, why this movie? Why is it just this bad? It shouldn't even be this bad at all. It's terrible. I don't recommend it. It's it's so bad. Hey, look on the bright side. At least they didn't make a remake, right? Right?